With 204 days behind them, the fleet of 16 U.S. Navy battleships again takes to the high seas on their quest to circumnavigate the globe. Today, the question on everyone's lips is, where in the world is the Great White Fleet? After celebrating Independence Day in San Francisco, the Great White Fleet sails west on July 7, 1908, across the Pacific towards the Hawaiian Islands. The Pacific is the largest ocean in the world, covering nearly 1/3 of the Earth's surface. The Pacific and the countries making up what is known as the Pacific Rim have become increasingly important to America, and her Navy is on station, showing the world its strength. First stop is the island of Oahu, Hawaii. Parades, pineapples, and leis of tropical flowers greet the sailors. The battleships are filled with coal and sail southwest to Auckland, New Zealand, where the visiting sailors are treated as newfound benefactors and protectors. The welcoming party includes the Prime Minister, both houses of Parliament, and over 10% of the entire population of New Zealand. After 8 days in port, the Great White Fleet weighs anchor and steams to Sydney, Australia's chief port and largest city. Over 650,000 people view the spectacle as the 16 battleships enter the harbor. The USS Connecticut fires a 21-gun salute. The celebrations are capped with a military parade, 12,000 strong, with over 250,000 people viewing. Next stop, Melbourne, which is universally acclaimed as the best port of call for the entire cruise. After a fun and memorable 10 days, the Great White Fleet bids a fond farewell to Melbourne and sails northwest to Albany, Australia, a small coastal town, to replenish their coal supply for the next leg of the journey of nearly 3,500 miles. As they leave their new friends in Australia, after sailing over 23,828 miles, everyone soon will be asking, where in the world is the Great White Fleet? Today, our Navy regularly operates in these waters. RIMPAC, the Rim of the Pacific exercise, is the world's largest international maritime security exercise. Joint operations with Pacific Rim partners help to promote stability in the region for benefit of all participating nations. The forward presence first demonstrated by the Great White Fleet is still one of the Navy's core capabilities and an important part of the present maritime strategy. Our 21st century Navy is a global presence, but it all began 100 years ago with the world cruise that changed how America saw itself in the world and how the world saw America. The voyage of the Great White Fleet, part of the proud heritage of America's Navy.